So while we're here, because I don't know, I don't like to be speaking to myself, in a bedroom when it's filled with people around me listening, even though they don't understand, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I know I'm a weird human being, same way that I don't like anyone to be listening to me when I sing or practice music or something in the lines. I don't know, I feel self-conscious. So while I'm here, this little thing that I did yesterday, on a more lighter note, not it's a serious note, but it's a lighter note. Okay. I got my hands on the Shane Dawson Conspiracy Palette. Now, it took a lot of strategic movements for me. Look at the sun. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Hello. Now, we're doing this. Okay, so it took lots of strategy and whatnot. Yes, I will use that palette probably on my wedding day, top row. It's gonna be my bridal makeup and whatnot. I am not that shallow that I live for a palette and just for this palette and whatnot. I didn't buy this palette just for that reason. That was the least reason of all. And the colors are cool, are workable, the quality is there. I will use it. I think it's expensive, but it's worth the price. I know they take a big chunk of the money, and why would I need to make a rich person richer? To make a statement. So I've been following Shane. I believe that we started our YouTube channels around the same time. But he was consistent, and I was consistently inconsistent, and that's what consistency does or doesn't do, right? So the community wasn't that big at that time, and I followed, there were very little to non-Spanish YouTubers. I came from this platform of blogging. I was blogging, writing, that it was called Tumblr. It is called Tumblr, but I left the premises when Yahoo purchased that, and we started with the hearts and the memes, and it wasn't serious whatsoever. And I moved on to YouTube, and then I moved on to my hometown, and I had nothing to talk about. Oh, look. Now, what? I'm gonna be squinting, because I don't want to go just like that and talk to you like that. You see? I feel it's so disrespectful not to look at someone in the eyes when you're speaking, right? So I got this palette, and I am shipping a conspiracy palette here in no man's land just to make this statement. And I feel like this palette is way much more, it embodies a whole nother different story that it doesn't have anything to do with the makeup or the beauty industry so. So the reasons why I got this palette, and it's coming my way, it will come here eventually, which I am flabbergasted that I got my hands on that. And people in the US that have the servers nearby, they crashed on them, and I could get my hands on that. So yeah, I don't know, I felt proud for the work that Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star did with that. Some shallow people might say, and you might say it, well, it's that series wasn't a strategy, like a big giant commercial, 6 hours commercial for that palette. Call it as you will. Here's the thing. I think I dug deeper into that, you see. The thing is, Shane Dawson, he created himself. He didn't got given anything for free, much as Jeffree Star. They both are big personalities, well-renowned and making big bucks. Like, Jeffree Star is a mogul right now. But nothing was given to them for free. They weren't born into that. They worked their way into that. And I am proud for that. But mostly, they are two very genuine individuals that are so unapologetic, positive on their principles that they don't need the approval of anyone else, and people can see through that. I also wanted to get this palette because it's a way, to make a statement to the beauty industry. Like, we're not condoning buying crap just for the sake of, I don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not gonna pay for a Morphe so-so quality palette just because it has a name imprinted at that. I'm not gonna buy a palette that I have multiples of, you know? And for sure, I'm not gonna buy another price palette just because it has some, I don't know, like this Louis bag. Well, I have the Chanel palette. Who cares? Who cares? No. So this is a statement, you know. I feel, I speak for many people, we are done with this Instagram. Look at this birdie. We're done with this Instagram filters. We're done with the Photoshop. We're done with the plastic surgery, the superficial world, the Instagram models, the influencers, the fakeness that it's creating this havoc, that it's wreaking havoc. It's breaking havoc into this world, and it's like the entire industry is social media and beauty industry and influencers are sending this message to younger audiences that unless you have this and that and that and that, you don't meet the criteria and you are not worth a thing. And I think this is so disgraceful, so bad, that it needed to be addressed. So it needed to be addressed, and that's what Jeffree did. He showed the numbers. He's making big bucks out of what he's selling. Shane will be making big money as well. They showed the numbers. They showed how it's done. They showed the entire process. But more than that, Shane and Jeffree were two people that were heavily bullied ever since they were kids. And they had their bad times, but they didn't allow for people to define who they were. And they grew stronger and better because of that. And in doing so, I think that it's a statement into the younger generations that you can do it if you want to do it, if you have your dream big enough to pursue it. And that you have to go for it, and you don't have to allow for other outer sources to define who you should be. You should have a thinner nose, bigger lips, wider eyes, narrower jaw, perfect body. You have to be 6 foot tall, and if you're none of that, then you have to be blonde and straight hair, blue eyes, I don't know what else, long nails. And if you have none of that, you are worthless. In what world are we living in that we're sending this message to younger generations? So this is why I got this palette, because I really support their work. Am I gonna make them richer because of that? They're not gonna get filthy rich because just of my purchase, but I just feel like I contributed into this blip in the beauty industry history. And I hope that this puts a halt on beauty trips and, I don't know, YouTubers like, influencers like Dulceida or Chloe Morello, always showing off to the world the free trips that they take for sponsoring brands to sell to younger girls, mostly younger people, but mostly younger girls, that they have to have all the array of products from Benefit and the plastic boobs and the plastic lips and the plastic life just to have some success in life. In what world are we teaching our younger women that? So I think it's a big statement. Like, Shane Dawson broke the internet last night. No, well, last night in here, but Shane Dawson broke the internet yesterday. You know, the servers went down. That is a statement. It's not just the unconditional love that so many people feel for Jeffree and Shane. It's a statement, like, we're here, we're listening, We're paying attention and we are not buying none of that. We're not condoning to have this kind of rubbish thrown into our eyes and ears on a daily. And this is why my palette is on the way. And I will come and review it for you once it gets here. But I wanted just to make 5 cents out of that. And now I'm off to go because it's really late and I'm being expected someplace else. Because believe it or not, I have a social life. Not a crazy social life, but I have a social life. And I am expected, so I am living. And in the meantime, I hope you're having a beautiful day and see you in the next one. Bye.